Here we are going to start up another game of Lock and Load Tactical Digital. Playing through the scenarios, trying to play disturb anyone in a double setup here. What we've been doing is playing through the scenarios, both sides, trying to break the AI, trying to figure out as we're learning the game. I actually haven't read the rulebook, but we're just going through playing based on knowledge of other game systems we have played, understanding the concepts of leadership, understanding the value of armor, understanding the strength of machine guns, and understanding the randomness of close combat to try to use it to your best advantage. What we're going to do is one of these games I won. Let's go to new game. I won my first game at Bridgehead at Sikigny. I'm English, so Sikigny. One is the Germans. One is the Germans in the second game. One is the Germans in the first game. In the second game is one of the Germans in the first game, thinking that I had to exit the map. I didn't really read the victory conditions properly. It said anyone left on board 16 counts as casualty points for the Americans. Well, I thought board 16 was the board that essentially you're going to moving on. So I thought it was an exit victory game, as many of the other games I had played before in the series. Flash Thunder is an exit game. I don't think the other ones are. Anyway, thinking it's an exit game, so all my tanks I'm busting through. Half the time they're just moving through, ripping through units, getting shot. I just pushed them through the units. And then I got to the edge of the map with my tank. Couldn't exit, right? I couldn't exit the map because, God, why? Why couldn't I exit the map? Because there are no exit victory conditions. It doesn't allow you to exit the map. So I was like, oh, wait a minute. I need to read the victory conditions again because I screwed it up. Rereading the victory conditions again, going through the briefing, it says on map 16. Well, if we had the actual map here versus the record is great. I like this, that it tracks your games. Not many other game systems do that. You use the computer to just track your data. There should be one more tab right here to show your map so you can see the tactical situation. It is a tactical game. This is not mainland Europe, which we know the topography of Europe. We don't know the topography of this game. We don't even know. We know we start on board 16 only by the one hex of E4 right here. The tanks says setups first. We don't even know what board they set up on. So again, this is in beta, but these are the criticisms I have of it, and this is what you need to see as a tester: is this easy to understand? If I'm a schmuck like me coming into the lock and load system, trying to understand what we're looking at in terms of giving the information that may not all be on there from the scenario card, the actual pack of Heroes of Normandy, giving them the scenario card, can a layman interpret the card? That's me. I look on here, try to read it, try to understand what's going on here. The 2 5 4 6, I thought that was actually 2 5 4 6s, but that's actually 1 2 5 4 6 squad. That's the way they keep the stats on it. I learned that about the 4th or 5th or 12th time I played. Then you got a leader, Clarkson, 2 gamma bombs, which are interesting. I'll get to that in a moment. A half squad and a machine gun that you could set up or dismantle. And then you have 4 squads entering on turn 2. And then you have a enter on turn 1 or later hero with a bazooka. He's actually pretty good. So this says set up within 1 hex of 16E4. We'll go over that in just a second. I'm going to put the computer, I'm going to be the human player, and we'll make the German computer player. Full fog of war. I don't want to see where he's coming from. I kind of know where he's coming on, but we'll go with that. That makes it a more challenging game. Victory point comparisons. Whoever has the most victory points at the end of the game wins, which can be standard. And concealed Americans. The elements of the 507th PIR heard the rumblings of the tanks, and they concealed themselves. They are not placed on the map until the American player decides, and are placed similarly to snipers as in Rule 11.4. I don't know 11.4, but we don't care. We're playing a computer game. But in any terrain that confers a positive TM modifier, and that is based on his setup conditions. 5 hexes of hexes 14G4. Again, if I'm playing the American player in this game, I want to see the map. So I say, okay, I see the map now before I start the game, so I have an idea of where I might want to set up the game. Sure, start the game, and if the map sucks, or if it's terrible, if it's the map I hate the most, then you got to back out and start another game. Just have the map here, and have your setup area maybe circular on the map, or the spots that you could set up on, where you enter, where they need to exit. All that stuff can be right here, so you know what the flavor of the scenario is. In each of these scenarios that I've played, they have been complete blanks on what the game is going to look like. So let's say, let's play Le Manoir. I go in there, I pop it open. I don't know if it's 1 board, 2 boards, 5 boards, back to back, whatever. We need a map right here. Mandatory. I need to know tactical game. It's not defend France from Germany. We know what that looks like. Bridgehead at Cacoigny, no clue what the hell it looks like. So, that's HQ elements. Some of the Americans not armed as well as typical glider troops receive none of the special glider troop bonuses. That's like the AM, the anti-tank and assault or movement bonuses. The American paratroopers are armed with Gammon grenades, which are single-use items like satchel charges with firepower 2. If the Germans win the scenario, it can be continued to Kellam's Bridge, and using the German survivors and some reinforcements, which is really cool. So if you preserve your force, and you just don't go for, total annihilation, then you'll get those guys plus some reinforcements. I don't know if it scales. If I lose 3 tanks and still win, do I get those tanks replaced? Do I not get them replaced? That's something that I can play with in terms of getting it going. But I'm going to be the human player. Full fog of war over here. Scenario length, standard. Scenario balance, standard. I might crank that up. Another thing I do with the scenario balance is sometimes I'll crank it up. And then you want to see what's going on. Okay, he adds a bar to that. Then you crank it again. It looks like he adds like another machine gun. In another scenario's balance, I believe it's Overlord Begins. I cranked it the entire way to the British side to see what the balance is, and you can see some of the progression. You can see it adding units on the first step. On the second step, there's no change in the OB, none whatsoever. But when you play the game, it has reinforcements coming on, which you don't know about, because there are event tokens that are on the board. You don't even know as the Germans what reinforcements you get until they come on, which has a huge impact on how you set up the game. Another lacking thing, again, it's in beta. Put in reinforcements that are on the game. Show them on the map right here. Tab, reinforcements turn on event. You get a tank and 5 squads. Reinforcements across the bridge, you get 1 Fallschirmjäger leader, Klaus, and 2 Fallschirmjäger squads, 2, 2, 5, 4, 6. They need to know what the hell they're up. Maybe not the British, but at least the Germans need to know what they're getting so they can defend appropriately. In my opinion, as a layman coming into the system, that's what I want to know before I start a tactical game. Tactical game, mind you. Operation level, could apply the same way. Tactical, you need it. Every single unit counts. So let's start this bad boy up. Setup phase Germans. They have changed some things here. One thing I did note, I happen to make it a suggestion, and I'm sure other players have, is put the turn number on the action activity box here. I'm not sure why you can't drag that at any given time. They will have the turn number here as the game goes. That way, because you can actually have this particular box, the setup box, actually that's a little further that way. You can have the setup box actually off the screen, which is okay. But in this game, you need to keep track of victory points as you accumulate them. So technically in this one, I keep it on the screen. But before, you had to keep that on the screen to keep track of what turn you're on, because sometimes you pass and then he goes and you end impulse and pass, and you lose track of rally phases and stuff like that. So I do like the change they did by putting the turn on the activity bar menu thing here. Again, the maps are absolutely fantastic. Look at that zoom level. That's just stupid. That's a stupid level zoom level because it's just so good and detailed. You see the cracks in the pavement. That's just fantastic. I mean, that's all there is to it. I haven't seen, although I don't play a ton of war games, for a standard, simple type board game, that's a lot of great detail. And if you go down to where the Germans are, this setup is pretty much garbage, but we'll get to it. I think if you submit setups, there's like a random selection of the setups that are submitted. Tanks, you can't move. Right click on them, and you can't even stack them. You could actually stack 2 tanks at 1 hex. You can't even stack them, so your tank setups is stagnant. You can't change that. Your infantry setups, however, are within 1 hex of this. What I simply do is right click, left click, right click, left click, right click, left click, left click, yeah, whatever. Having this thing, your MG 3042 assembled, gigantic error. You can't move it in the first turn. You need to get the hell off this board as fast as possible. If the Americans pin you on this board, like I played last night against the Germans as the Americans or British or whoever the hell they are, the Germans essentially just fired from this board throughout the last turn. Of course, it's the AI. But if they fire from the board and stay on there, who cares? It's like you're killing them anyway. So you can't have that mantle the first time. That has to set up dismantled. Let's just put one of these guys with him. Well, okay, I guess selecting the units is kind of wonky. There we go. I don't want to actually. I don't want to select him. There, the clicking is kind of odd, but you get used to it, just like any interface. Not a big deal. You don't want to screw that up during the turn. If you screw that up during the turn, you're going to end up moving. You're going to end up firing when you don't want them. Assault, move, and fire. Drop smoke, whatever. That's just getting used to the interface, which is not a complaint at this point in time. It's just my ignorance of getting the syntax, essentially syntax down, of pressing the right buttons in the right order. I don't have a problem with that. It's not an error in the game. It's an error in my usage of the things. Of course, there are a couple problems with it. But anyway, that's my setup. And why'd I set him in the back? Because the leader can move forward faster. I'm getting the units here. I'm giving these units 1 more hex they normally wouldn't get. Plasman is losing 1 hex, but he's giving the units in his hex 2 hexes, so they're only gaining 1 hex instead of 2. You'll see. If I set these units back here or here, it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. He's stopped there. Now, when I move these units, where they get to go? They get to move up 1 more hex closer. That's a better setup than putting the guys in the back. And of course, end impulse. He's got concealed guys that's set up within 5 hexes of G4 in hidden terrain, which is buildings and pretty much all this crap. So I'm not going to pass. I'm going to move my tank. There are apparently 2 modes. This is a criticism that I have here. The control markers down here, it's like It's like backwards thinking. This should be, if I'm in assault mode, it should show me the mode I'm in versus the mode I want to go to. So right now I'm in full move mode because I have 10 movement points available to me. I could blast there. But when I look at that column on the right side, it looks like I'm in assault mode. I want to see what mode I'm in so I know kind of what I'm going to, if that makes sense. So we're going to click there, and usually like you click on it and that's the mode you're in, is what I'm used to. If I want to change the mode, yeah, you're changing to full mode, but intuitively that kind of doesn't work for me. So yeah, we're just gonna move him straight up here. The bazooka guy comes on turn 2 or later, so we're gonna end impulse. So, and okay, we've got that guy there, a 1.9% chance, and he's got a gamma bomb. So if you unconceal all your units and leave your gamma bombs in the reinforcement, because it kind of reads that you can add them at any time. Once you add your actual units versus your support weapons, if you leave them off, so essentially you can't like put them on whenever you want to, you have to put them on with units as you're putting on the board, you lose them completely. Not a big fan. It's not really clear that that is exactly what happens. But again, once you know you're screwing that up, then you know not to screw it up. But again, it needs to be pretty clear. I'm not going to bother to fire on him. Well, he could move adjacent. I am going to wait. I'm going to hit escape. I don't like clicking the button down here. I'd rather just hit escape. And then he's going to move there. 4.6% chance. I don't know why the percent chance goes up, considering I'll have to turn my turret to fire on him, and he's in the probably because the terrain difference. And right there, 9.3% chance of doing that. I will go ahead and turn and fire. I'll take the 10% chance. Again, whether the turret pivots or moves is different. And this unit here, simply by virtue of not having a buttoned up counter on him, is open top. So he's actually vulnerable to infantry fire. When he's buttoned up, I have had my tanks damaged by infantry fire, and I think that's a bug. Infantry, not assault, but infantry fire. Not a big fan of that. Not a big fan of that kind of wonkiness going on. All right, that unit is over here somewhere. We don't give a shit about that guy. We just want to get on this board, establish some sort of defensive perimeter, and kill units. We don't want to stay on this board any more than we can. Again, half board, my tank is worth 2 victory points. It is on the Americans' board 14, even half of it, so it counts. Now I have 11 more points to get back on that board, which is the rest of my units. Let's move this guy up 6. Get him moving. He can't move anymore. Not a big fan. Well, this is kind of cool. It tells you how many movement points it is. That's fine. That's cool. For planning next turn, that's good. Let me guess. And I have my box over here. That guy needs to button up, to be honest with you. It's more difficult. Wow, he's got his beating machine gun there. That's a pretty strong. That's a big strong point. Big strong point there. Good spot for his HMG or his medium machine gun, to be honest with you. Good spot. I will then move my next tanks. I will move these tanks so he can have 10 movement factors. Don't really want to go through the blockage area. I think he starts on the board with 2 guys. So one of them's already over there, one's there. That means this side is free and clear. 7, 8, 9, 10. I don't want to get that close to that guy. And we want to button up. You have to button unbutton at the beginning of your impulse. So that's important to know. Let's just cruise this bad boy over here. I like that it automatically changes covered arc for you. That's a good thing to know. Wow, that's a long motor. And then we'll do the same thing here. We'll just keep this guy CE, so he can possibly spot some more guys coming. Wow, that lasts kind of a long time. Okay, the Americans have passed. I will pass 2. The Americans pass an end. Turn 2 of 5. Again, on the right-hand side, right here, it keeps track of your turns. Very good, because you're always looking on that box. Yes, you could look up there, but that you're always clicking on. Every single action, you're looking, and it's reminding you of the turn that you are on. I enjoy that. I need to know that. I don't have to look 12 other places. This thing you really don't need because it's automated, but it's good to see when you're learning the game. You can see the roles and see the modifiers as they apply, and so you can learn the game by checking the roles and look at the modifiers, like when heroes are created and things like that. So I have got nothing to rally. I don't want to mantle my MG yet because I'm not off that board. I can't move if the thing's mantled or assembled, as the case may be. Ops phase, he's got it. He might be moving guys on, or he might be moving this guy back here. These things are a bear. These things are a bitch to fight in. They're just terrible to fight in. No LOS past 1 hex. Great to advance in. I don't want to deal with any of that. Lots of movement points to go through there. Because these guys are coming on, I need these guys up as fast as possible. I want to move him. I want to move these guys. I don't want to get shot by the machine gun. We'll just move him this way. I don't know if his machine gun's got an LOS down there or not. I'm just moving him out of the way. They just need to get on that board, then we can start bloodying his face. He's moving more units on. I've got nothing beyond this, so we're just going to keep the map like on this side. This is where most of the action is. And I've played this game 3 or 4 times. It's gotten hot a lot of times. I think it's a good scenario. It's gotten really hot in here. We're going to move our next infantry up, so we're not going to select that. We're going to select all these guys. Right, left click them all. I'm going to move them all in a bunch. If I know how to move them. There we go. 6, 2, 4, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're going to go this way. 3, 4, 5, 6. We want to get to that. Plus 4 terrain. Yeah. And impulse. We may have to move this tank the hell out of dodge. The bazooka guy is going to be coming on this edge over here. We may just move all the tanks on that side. I've never seen him put his medium machine gun there yet. I'm excited to see that is in the AI's repertoire, to be honest with you. This guy's unbuttoned. You can't move through all that crap. We're just going to bring him. We can't go through blockage. We're just going to drive him the whole way up there. We're hammering that flank hard. I think all of our guys are done, so we're just going to pass. We might have like an action. Uh-oh. This tank's going to be a problem. It's going to be a tank's going to be a problem. Morale 5, so he's shaking. So he buttons up, but he's shaking. So, that's okay because he was crew exposed. That's an error on my part. I have to pass again. He might have some reinforcements. Is that his bazooka guy? Yeah, okay, that's... Yeah, turn 2. Pass again. My tank is gone. That tank is gone. There's no way that tank's going to survive. I've got no supporting force on him. Pass again. He moved back with his bomb guy. Good AI. He sees that everything's over. The problem is it's supposed to be complete fog of war. This guy moves the whole way over here, and all of a sudden he's shifting the entire way back the other way. The computer can see what you're doing, you can't see what the computer's doing. So it doesn't work both ways. There's no strategy what the computer can see what you're doing and will react to it. You can't to react with what the computer's doing because you can't see them. We're gonna end that turn. 3 of 5. I need to rally this guy here. Auto rally. Rallying him. 12, of course. And for some other reason, your rallies have a tendency to be just complete and utter garbage. I'm not gonna mantle my machine gun. I'm just gonna move him. I'm gonna move my machine. Actually, this guy should move first. Oh, he can't move, can he? No, he can move. Well, first of all, we're gonna button up. Okay. 3 penetration. Penetration, he rolled a 5, of course, and my god, that's plus 3 penetration, 8 armor. My armor was full. My armor was 3, and he rolls a 7. Of course, he hit me. It was point blank. So anyway, he's got 2 points up on me. That means I'm 2 points down on him. I had to move him. I couldn't do anything else. So overrunning him's going to do the same thing. He's going to blast me. So he's going to move up. He's going to move next up. And this is the one thing I like. I think it's easier just to hit escape, to deselect them, versus selecting somebody else. Because sometimes you'll hit the wrong button, and you'll advance those guys. I want these guys. I want these guys to move. And we're going to assault move in there. So that means we'll have fire on any of these jokers over this direction. That's going to be my kill stack. I'm going to spread those guys out, and hopefully he'll come at me, and it'll be a kill stack. So this tank is going to move into position. Yeah. I'll fire to get acquisition because I assault moved. And of course I rolled out. But okay, so I got acquisition on him, so that's okay. End impulse, not a big deal. He needs to button up next time. Because of that. Moving vehicle. It's really odd. The moving vehicle is harder to hit, but the moving infantry is easier to damage. So it's kind of different. It's different. And so this guy here, he'll do the same thing, but he'll just move, and he is buttoned. We can't go through there, but we can come up through 8. Let's go through here. Let's go here. Now he's buttoned up and shouldn't be affected by the machine gun. Oh, he dismantled his machine gun. Interesting. Okay, I'm gonna pass. Oh shit, I got these other guys over here. My bad. I've got to get these guys out. Continue. I forgot to move these guys because they're off the map. We'll just move them. And again, right there, it takes the victory points off the map, and that's the 2 points that the American has destroyed from my tank, which gives him a huge advantage. And so all he has to do is sit on his ass, to be honest with you. I have to kill 2 points of his guys. And again, this is one tank lost. Even if I don't win the scenario, he just sits on his ass right now. So I have to, like, charge this guy, pretty much. Let's click on this unit. The other guys are probably in these trees. So he's done. Next turn, that guy's going to be the bigger hurt. Oh, I didn't button him up. That's true. Oh, I'm screwed now. he's gonna be broken. But they button up now, so that's fine. This unit here. We'll move 2 to 4. He's fine. Actually, that cover, low cover building is 3. The tank is 2, so we'll stay in the building. We'll end the impulse. I should spread those guys out. Will the hero? He'll never hit 4 range. I thought he only had 4. Yeah, he'll never hit them at that range. He'll never hit them at that range. And yeah, so. And I think it's it for me. Pass 1. Pass 1. I'm just gonna drop my tanks in those. But turn 5 of 5. Wow, it goes fast. I haven't even broken one of his units yet. So I guess the Germans in this one have to engage just to get some points. So we're going to mantle this weapon. We're gonna auto rally. Of course, he doesn't rally. So that tank's out of it, and that's it. Up phase, that's not spoken, so let's go to I guess you can't assault fire and overrun, but you have to move and overrun, so we're gonna do that. And the problem that I've seen, I'm not sure if this is common, but it seems like heroes are generated a lot. A lot. Okay. He can't move. He can't do anything. He can't turn that way. I guess he doesn't have enough movement for that. That's fine. If he doesn't have enough movement for that, it shouldn't show up. So, or that should be blocked out because he turned for 1. I think you have half movement points, and then your backing up should be is double. So it really shouldn't give me an option to back this vehicle up. Based on it should totally up, seeing if 1's available or not, and not give me that option. So that's another thing that can happen. So that option is just taken away from you. This guy's doing nothing, to be honest with you. He can't do anything. So he's going to win by virtue of just killing that 1 tank. Because I won't be able to spot him and kill. Nobody's going to die in this one. So this would be a German loss. So pretty much you got to jam everybody in there. And all he's doing is cowering back here. And so there's nothing we can really do. That's really not going to make any impact in the game because I can't move to react to him. But we'll find out. With all that firepower, and he of course rolls a 4. 4 plus 3 plus 3. So it's a +3, +2, no effect. Wounded, no effect. Shaken, no big deal. No big deal. It won't matter. This will be the end of the turn, end of the game. Which is in all honesty, take for instance the easy American victory. Because I avoided the fight, you need to take it to him to create the fight. So if we exit the menu and let's play the American side, and playing that same scenario as the Americans. So first turn Germans, he does his thing. Op space. So he moves. We have concealed, which is kind of nice. Concealed setup. Place reinforcements directly on the map. If it is your turn, they may immediately activate. If eligible, don't know what that means. If it is not your turn, you can use the hotkey to allow placement at the earliest opportunity, and they'll be allowed to op fire, which is pretty cool. So essentially, you don't even need to put your units on the board. So your reinforcements is the bazooka guy. You can bring him on turn 1 or later. Since the computer knows what I'm doing, I'll just bring him on right now. I want to bring him on probably this way, or maybe what I did is I tried to bring him on this way, but I couldn't fire outside the bocage. Don't know. We'll put him here and bring him this way, and then and conceal. This is where you could set up your concealed guys. Well, cancel. It won't show you, but you can set them up within 5 hexes of G4, which is pretty much most of these other ones. So we're just going to cancel that. We're going to leave those guys off until we spot them. This guy will be able to spot everybody moving this direction. So we're just going to end impulse. Again, if I don't have any points going up there, we'll see what the Germans do if I don't put anybody on the board. Well, unless my tank killer right here. So we're just going to pass. Pass. See what he does. Once we spot Germans, we can run away because this is good cover. Pass. That's a long delay. Let me shorten that delay. I think I have the delay. Let's put it down to 5 seconds. I think that's what the delay is. That pop. I think this is considered a pop-up delay. We're gonna pass again. So when it's the end of his turn, it'll come back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's extremely long. I'm not sure why it was longer. Not sure why it was longer. We're gonna pass again. Do nothing. Sounded like he threw a gear. It shows you that he did unbutton, which it technically shouldn't show you. He should be past 2 by now. Pass an end. Ah, there he is. He's got a guy there. I'm not going to fire on him. At least he's moving his troops up. I'm not going to fire. Not going to fire. I'm not going to fire. I need to kill a tank. We could actually put a concealed unit on. All right. Ooh, he could actually set up right there. Wow. We'll put him in the building. Wow, both roll 6s. Shaken, shaken. Now the hero could just walk on him and kill him. So that's probably what we should do as the leader. What we're gonna do is we need to keep his things. We're gonna do concealed again. And we have to put both gammon bombs. They can't both be on this guy? He can have 2 support weapons? Come on. Okay, so now we're gonna lose a gamma bomb. You can carry 2 support weapons. Why it doesn't allow me to put both of them on there, I have no clue. So therefore, I'm losing one of my gamma bombs immediately. So I'm going to move and then kill both those guys. So the guarantee is 2 points. Now I can just run away. Don't care about him. He's already moved. Theoretically, I don't even need these guys. But they're coming on this turn, so we might as well use them. They have to come on this hex. I'm just gonna leave him on, throw him in the bocage. No way he's gonna hit that guy. No way he's gonna affect that guy. Degrading terrain. I got a building. It's a +5 difference. He'll never affect him. I'm gonna pass one in case he moves a tank. If he keeps firing that tank at him, that's 2 more victory points. I don't know my chance to affect this here. I have no clue. It's a 4 hex range or 3 hex range. I need a base 7 to hit. It's going to be -1 because he's moving, so I need a 6. So even if it gets closer, doesn't really matter. So we'll see what happens. I'll let him roll because I'm not spotted. Gonna pass again. Pass again. Pass again. No, I have the initiative. Rally phase, interesting. I have none. I think it's well. There again, you don't want to click on the continue and then move your mouse off. It will classify it as a continue. So this unit has a gamma bomb. He can move. If he moves here, actually, we're just gonna fire the bazooka. It doesn't show percentage chance to hit or anything. Let's go 3.2, 7.4% chance of effect. At a 3 hex range with a penetration of 3, I don't know why that's 7.4. It's higher than that. That'll hit. Now you roll d6s. I roll 2-2. And if it hit his front armor, it's 3. And it's just a regular straight up pass. Of course, he passes a morale check. So we're going to end that guy's impulse. Now he's running away. I'm simply going to move this guy here. He shouldn't be. I'm going to assault move him there. Low crawl. I can't. I got to move. Let's just move here. In case he moves the tank up there again, maybe I could gamma bomb him or something. I don't know. I don't think I'll have LOS to him. We're just going to pass. We need to see him moving, and we could shoot him. I want a better target. That's a better target. I roll 3, he rolls a 2. It's a +2 in his roll. He'll probably roll a 3. Of course, he's unaffected with his roll of 1, and his hero generation is 5. And right there is a 96% chance of affecting. I think his leader's over here somewhere. So we'll go ahead and blast that guy. Can I just select him? I think you have to. You can't. You have to fire everything. You can't just fire his machine gun and his infantry firepower somewhere else. So we're gonna fire. We're just gonna blast him, and he will die. He'll take casualties. It's +10. Oh, he's eliminated. Straight up eliminated. Wow. Okay, so that's 2. That's another victory point for me. Medic. Wow, he's got balls. Don't really care about him. I'll blast him next turn. More than likely, he'll get initiative, as they always do. Don't really care about him. At least he's moving them on the board. But he'll never hit that. Holy crap. What? Wow. He hit that range? Oh my god, are you shitting me? Oh my god. Again, hero generation, no roll. Jesus. That's a stupid LOS, to be honest with you. Wow, I need to move him. Okay, let's move him. Well, he already fired. Let's move this guy. Let's move these guys individually. They have no assault move capability, so it doesn't matter. We're just gonna low crawl. No, we're just gonna move them out of the area. We'll move them there. Done. So they can't see us, but we can see them. Okay. We're gonna move him here. He's just gonna run away. Again, this is the problem I have. How does he spot me? He's not gonna affect me through that crap. But again, after this, next turn, I won't be able to spot him, but yet he can spot me. Not a big fan. Maybe because I didn't even fire, I just moved. Pass it in, turn 4. If that, yeah, rally phase. So he's probably going to rally, of course. Oh, he failed. We got no rallies. He jumps me in close combat with the medic. Probably not a good idea. Probably not a good idea. At least it uses up his melee shot. Should I fire the bazooka at this guy? Can I attack this guy? No, I can't spot him. He moved last time. He's buttoned up. I can't spot him, so I'll pause for him. I'll get this guy out of the way. There's no way he's got LOS over here. I'm not going to fire at him. Nope. Don't care. I will fire that. Degrading terrain, Bocage, even. No effect. I will pass. Because I could always fire on him later. And tank fires again on whom? On this guy? I don't know how he spotted me. I don't know how he spotted me. Because when I'm the tank and I have an adjacent guy next to me, I didn't move. I should be unspotted because I'm behind Bocage, but yet I can't see him. I can't see him, but he could see me. I don't get it. He directly fires an ordnance attack on me and shoots me without having to roll the spotted check. That's broken. That's simply broken. Not a big fan. Not a big fan of this. If the rule's written that way, the rule's stupid, to be honest with you. But I can't see him, a giant tank, but yet he can turn his tank buttoned up, look through the bocage, and blast me without having to spot me. That's moronic, to be honest with you. Straight and simple, that's moronic. I'm gonna fire one guy. Here. It's dumb. That means I have to jump out in the open, take a shot, but he gets to shoot at me with impunity. It doesn't make any sense because of the type of terrain that we're talking with. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. That's all the farther he's gonna move? Alright. We're gonna pass one. We're gonna fire this other unit here. course, he rolls a 5 like they always do typically. We might as well fire the bazooka and the impulse. He's not spotted, but next turn he'll be unspotted, I assume, because that's exactly where he was now. We'll fire the bazooka at this unit. 7.4 chance of effect. Don't really understand the 7.4. Because the snake eyes will hit him. 3 plus 3. See, of course, he rolls a 6. I would like it if he showed the roll over there. No penetration. Morale? He's a failure. Don't know why he has to roll a morale check on that. Let's zoom in. I like the zoom in on the map. I don't know why he needs to roll a morale check on that. And it's shaken. Maybe because he got hit, but it wasn't. If it penetrated, it'd be destroyed. So that's a rule I'll have to check out. But he's shaken. If he doesn't rally next turn, that's 2 points for me. Good as dead. So next turn I won't fire on him. That's gonna maybe assault fire. No. Okay. So he's in good cover. No effect. So that's exciting. And we're just gonna move here so we don't die. Now, I know he can't see that. So okay, we're gonna pass 2. Pass an and. Americans, I get to shoot first. Rally phase. I don't have any. Oh, I get to blast this guy. He, of course, rallies. Let's, he doesn't. Oh, he still gets to move, though, so it doesn't really matter. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think that's 2. I can't get to him. Okay. What we're going to do is fire on him. No effect. Okay, no big deal. And impulse. I probably could have broke him. I should have had a guy closer. I'll let him keep rolling since I'm not spotted. Now we'll take a shot. 13% chance of an effect on a flank shot with a bazooka. I'm thinking that attack might be more effective. -2 because he's adjacent. I don't get it. Hold on. Oh, because he's got the turret. Oh, -2 because he's adjacent. Does that makes it easier? That makes it easier to hit. That makes it easier to hit, which is kind of weird compared to... Oh my god, my guy passes close assault check and then he destroys him with the armor. That's hilarious. That's an interesting rule that I fire my bazooka and then if he overruns me, my morale bazooka close assault morale failure, layer close assault morale layer close assault morale 5 -0 success. Close assault attacker is 5 + 3. Not sure what the +3 is, probably because of hero. Armor is 3 + 2, and I blow up the tank. So, yeah. Again, I don't know those rules. I can't tell you those rules, but I'm just showing you what it's automated. So if you're just playing in layman's terms, I actually got a shot on him, which was bullshit that it hit his turret, of course. I'll let him go ahead and move. Don't really care. That's 2 units. Again, he's never fired the machine gun. Don't really care. Because he's already on the board to get the points. I want to fire at somebody if they move here, so they get frozen there. At this point, me breaking this unit will do nothing in terms of victory conditions. That person is irrelevant for all intents and purposes. This unit can... he's already fired. Let's just fire this guy. Yeah, let's just fire this guy. What the hell? Nothing else to do. And of course he rolls a 5, like he is. Defender usually has really good dice. He's not going to scratch me in that building. Actually, that's an even roll, so that's not too bad. That's a good shot. I don't need to fire on him. We're going to pass. It doesn't really have an effect there. See, 9. It doesn't have. It's just blank. It's blank. Doesn't say no effect. It's just blank. Can I fire on this guy here randomly? Can I fire on him randomly? That's the question. I'm not going to. I'm not gonna. Can I drop smoke? Defensively? That's interesting. I'll try that next game. We'll pass. Oh, that's all his movement? That's stupid. He moved the tanks up 2. Now he can't get on the board. He loses 2 points. That's moronic. I can just pass it in. Let me see if I can. Well, I can't move defensive. I can't react defensively. So let's just throw some smoke. Hey, success. Whoosh. Hey. Failure and impulse. The smoke is pretty cool though, by the way. And we'll just maybe we'll get casualties on somebody. Let's kill this guy. That's a +6. He rolls a 1, of course. He's shaken. I'll end impulse and just end the game. Again, he left 2 tanks on this board here. You can't do that. You have to move the tanks on to this board up here. The leader, the medic jumped me in close combat. Kind of weak. You don't really want to jump a hero with a bazooka. Overrun him. You want to just kind of avoid him. He probably should have just drove down the street. But again, that's just AI. But basic things like having to move off the board. He has 11 victory points. Just simply moving off that board scores you victory points. So, not a big fan of the AI in this one for the attacker. It's extremely weak. This is twice in a row this has happened. Don't play the Americans in this scenario. Only play the Germans. The American AI in this scenario is not too bad, to be honest with you. That last game, I got my ass kicked. Not bad at all. The German AI in the scenarios is complete garbage. So, but this is a tight little scenario. It's all about, popping guys up concealed or unconcealed. Pretty fun. Not sure why my guy couldn't take both of the gamma bombs. And I'm not a big fan of that LOS right here in the middle, where he's a buttoned up tank, but he could look through blockage and spot me. But I, as a half squad, can't look through the blockage to see a giant tank who's making shitloads of noise. That's pretty dumb. That's just dumb to me. It's just dumb. And it happens. It's happened before in other games. Obviously, I don't know the rules to those, but common sense. My guys are laying on the bocage. I can peek through to see who's coming, and the tank can't see shit on the other side because he's buttoned up. You're not gonna see anything. You're just not. So, anyway, I do like this scenario overall as the Germans. I think you have to be aggressive as the Germans. So, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one.